Welcome to Tech Train Solutions Podcast, where we dive deep into the skills and knowledge that keeps the electrical industry running safely and effectively. I'm your host, Sean the Mighty Quinn, and today we're tackling one of the most crucial topics for anyone working in the industrial environment, and that is lockout tagout procedures. These aren't just rules, they're life-saving practices. Think about it. Every time you step into a plant or a commercial building, either opening up a control panel, servicing a piece of equipment, you're dealing with the energy that can injure or even kill if not handled correctly. Lockout tagout is that barrier, that wall between you and that disaster. Whether you're servicing a HVAC system, right, that has belts, a motor, a spinning blade, or a motor that is servicing a conveyor or hydraulic press, there's energy in all those pieces of equipment ready to bite you in the butt. What you want to do with lockout tagout is completely control it, get it out of the way, remove it. And that's what lockout tagout's for. In this episode, we will break down why these procedures matter, what they involve, and how can you apply them confidently on the job. So grab your coffee, settle down, and let's make safety the strongest tool in your toolbox. Let's begin with segment one. Why does it matter? Well, before we get into steps, let's talk about why it matters. Every year, thousands of injuries occur because machines weren't properly de-energized before maintenance. OSHA estimates the proper lockout tagout could prevent up to 120 fatalities, 50,000 injuries annually. That's just not a statistic. That is hundreds of families. If they follow this, they're spared from that tragedy. That means their loved one is coming home to them in one piece the way they left. Think about those numbers. This is real life. Technicians working on their machines should not be getting hurt. They should be safe and not have anything happen. A simple oversight or getting complacent can lead to a crushed limb, severe burns, or even worse, death. Has happened. It happened many times. You hear those horror stories of electricians trying to lock out. They think they locked out. They go to service the piece of equipment. It blows up. An arc flash is so hot. If you're not wearing a proper equipment, you're dealing with injuries and repairs for over a year. This could be happening anywhere. This can be happening in factories, at a small mom and pop shop, food processing plants, even commercial buildings. And here's the reality. All these accidents that you see or hear about are preventable. Lock it out. Lock it out. Tag it. It's just not compliance, right? It is not. It requires some discipline. This is a way to save your life. Slow down. Just follow the procedures and keep yourself safe. Never assume that something is truly locked out. Never assume. You have to verify. Whether you're an apprentice just starting out, learning the ropes, a journeyman of many years' experience, or a seasoned pro who's seen it all. This, and I've done it. As an electrician in the field, I've done, and I've gotten complacent, and I had a near misses a few times. This is something that you can't overlook. Safety is not just about compliance. It's a commitment to yourself, to your team, and your family. Everyone is counting on you to go home. You might have a dog, cat, if you live by yourself, or you might have some friends you like to go out drinking. They're going to miss you if you're gone. So let's start with segment two. What is lockout tagout? Well, lockout tagout, right? It's a crucial safety measure designed to ensure that the machine and equipment are completely shut off and cannot be restarted. When you service or maintain a piece of equipment, you'll be confident knowing that you won't get hurt. The purpose is simple but vital. It's to protect you, the worker, from all the hazardous energies that could cause severe injury or death if an unexpected energy happens. Happened once in my plant, multiple times. Actually, I had a person working on a pallet jack for a palletizer, That pallet jack has a 2 horsepower brake motor combo. He's there servicing, trying to take the motor off. Really hard to take off, by the way. Well, know why. So he's trying to take it off. His worker goes, hey, that shouldn't this be secured? And the guy goes, electrician, no, we're good. He pulls it out. That whole thing just falls down on him and his worker's foot. Only thing that saved him from being his foot gone was a steel toe boot. Man. So once we talk about hazardous energy, we're not just referring to one, not just electrical. We're referring to the whole package. You have energy stored stuff, right? You have moving parts. You have hydraulic pressure, fluid systems like chemicals in systems, right? Like refineries have oils and stuff, fuel, pneumatic energy, right? That's compressed air. Compressed air in cuts. If you get compressed in air, could possibly lead to death. You have thermal type equipment, like we had one that has cases. The glue is heated. That needs to cool down before servicing. And don't forget about steam. A lot of industrial plants have steam for the process or heat. Steam is very hot. And some have, like my old plant had 35-pound steam, and I think it's 300-pound steam. Imagine 300-pound steam being released next to your face. It won't be pretty. So the ultimate goal of Lockout Tagout is zero energy, no flow, and to stay where every source of energy is isolated, locked out, and verified before you work on it. That means identifying all sources. It's as easy as, for example, a ventilation system in a machine, right? There's probably a hydraulic system, locks it up in place, puts it back down. That needs to be pinned before entering the machine. You got to put your lock on. You got to use tags to show people what's going on, or something we call a lockout sheet. Lockout sheet should have a whole bunch of lists on there, what locks are on and why. You need to have this. And that's why you, as an electrician, car, whatever you are, working on a machine, just verify everything's locked out, because you don't want to touch something and you didn't verify. Verifying is the key to keep you safe. Lockout Tagout isn't just a checklist, by the way. It's a mindset. It requires planning, communication, and discipline. When done correctly, technicians can be working on that machine with confidence, knowing they're not going to get hurt. Your lock is what is needed. You put your lock on, it keeps you safe. Let's talk about segment 3. How does it work? Right? Let's talk about the steps. Number 1, you shut down or prepare to shut down. Identify all energy sources connected to that equipment, to include gravity. Look for everything that is part of that. Number 2, notify all the affected employees. Communication is key. You don't have an operational person walk by or another maintenance person see this lock's not locked out because you forgot it's tagged out, turning it on for you. You don't want that. So you got to communicate with everybody in the area, including the whole plant. I would communicate with the whole plant. Number 3, shut down the equipment. Turn off the machine. Use normal procedures. Just don't hit the E-stop. Just don't pull the disconnect. Just hit the control stop. Let it slow down properly. Then remove all isolated energies. So number 4, that's what number 4 is. Remove all energy sources. Power, gravity devices, pressure, water if you have water systems in there, high pressure steam. Remove it all. And then number 5, what should happen in the plant anyway is they should have a lockout procedure for the machine where they put their machine locks on each of those designated sources, and they put it in a box called a lockout box. Off that lockout box, there should be a list of each lock and what's their function. What I like to do is walk around the job I'm working on and identify and see visually all those locks. Once I see all those locks and I hit the start button, I'm good. So there should be a group lockout for the department or plant. Once it's verified, you put your lock on and keep yourself safe. And you keep it on until you're done the day and you're leaving. Now, number 6, once you do all that, number 6 is you released all stored energy, right? Just because you removed everything might be some air in the system, right? You should have already done this, but you verify again. That's where the verification. So you remove all stored energy. If you work in an area and like, oh, this wasn't identified, remove the stored energy. Like I was talking with the motor brake. You go in there, they have release valves. Just open it, let it fall down naturally. You remove the gravity if it wasn't identified. Now, number 7. This is very important, which just talked about it just a second ago. Verify, verify, verify. Man, try to start the machine. Ensure that it's de-energized before working on it, man. You got to check everything. I've had an incident where a friend of mine went up to the attic working on a tissue mill, goes up there. His job is to work on a 2,300 volt, 500 horsepower motor, the size of a tractor trailer. He goes up there. Luckily, there's a start button there. He hits a start, that thing runs. If he worked on that, he would have been killed. 2,300 volts, that would have destroyed him. Amperage is what truly kills you, but 2,300 volts would have thrown him. He got lucky. We're going to talk about common mistakes. Now, we just talked about how to do a lockout. Now let's talk about the common mistakes. One of them is you did not verify. Skipping verification can lead to death, like I just talked about with the 500 horsepower. Never assume that the energy is gone. Never assume that the machine is off. Some machines have redundant power systems. Once you lock out, you go up there and hit the start machine. If you see a motor, try to run it. Make sure it's truly isolated. That's your last line of defense. Another error, and I've seen this too, is they're only using tags. Tags does not technically keep power from starting. Tags is only for verification or warning. Some people ignore writings. I have people that only read a safety alert, right? They'll just totally ignore it. They'll probably turn the disconnect on and start it. That is another error by using tags alone. Man, a plant is so busy. The whole process is busy. You got so many moving parts in an industrial setting. Even as small as a residential house, right? You're there working on your circuit. Someone walks by, there's nothing tagged or nothing, turns it on you. I've seen that. I've had it happen to me. So buy the proper stuff. Do a physical security by having a lock. Tag is only for communication. Do not use tags only. Now let's talk about real world examples. There's a time where I'm working on a machine. I'm an electrician. I'm testing. I'm cleaning the cabinets. I'm doing everything I want to make sure the cabinet's clean. Well, machine's completely locked out. So that means I have no problem vacuuming. I verified power. I didn't see a yellow wire. Didn't see it. Sometimes machines have auxiliary power. This one did. I didn't see it. Luckily, it was only 120 volts. I got hit, hurt a little bit, but I did not see it. So, not looking at the whole picture, not seeing that alternate source. I got hit, told leadership, guess what? They put it on the lockout sheet. So now that is on there. Other times, like I said, my friend upstairs with the 500 horsepower motor starting up. Crucial. Big mistake. Man, imagine working on a big plant. Machines should be locked out and tagged out before even working. When you go in there, you should see all the keys in there. You should see the asset lock and the list. If you see all that and then you try to restart it, you put your lock on. That is it. Now let's talk about best practices and tools. Invest in good quality lockout kits. Your company should provide you all this, but if they don't, buy yourself a good lockout kit, including residential with the breaker locks. Buy yourself one. Keep yourself safe. Keep a checklist handy to remind yourself. If you don't have one for your company, at least have one for yourself, a checklist that this, and this needs to be locked prior to working on that machine. Company should have a way to do this, and it should have a yearly check. Every year, check and verify that lockout is good. That is the company's responsibility. If not, you do it and try to get your company to do it, to remove all the sources, man, like energies, like electrical, mechanical, hydraulics, pneumatics, gravity. Don't settle for cheap. Buy the good stuff. The integrity of lockout equipment is important. It makes the difference between going home and going in a box, right? Avoid the serious injuries. A checklist isn't just paperwork. It is a roadmap. It's a roadmap to safety. It finds those hidden sources like I found with the auxiliary wire. It finds the high pressure steam is still active in the lines and you get burned, or that the heating element is still active and you go in there to work on there. Next thing you know, you put your arm on the heating element and you have a nice, good line on there. Make this a habit to review, update your checklist regularly because you may have missed something. Definitely when you have new equipment. Go there with the new equipment. Even if your leadership did it, do it again yourself because they may have missed something. Get a nice, good culture of lockout, tagout. Get that mindset. Even if your company is relaxed on it, you, as the worker, should keep working on that to keep yourself safe and maybe help your other coworkers go home safe. You want this. You want to keep yourself safe. So, in closing, I just want to say this is shown from Tech Train Solutions, here to keep your life safe by Lockout Tagout, which is your last line of defense and also keep others safe. This is shown from Tech Train Solutions. If you like and share, that'd be great. Share this with other people. Until next time, I'll see you later. Oh, yeah.